And we're back talking about Star Wars. Get ready. Force Awakens. It's Revenge of the Sith now. The final of the prequel. We're getting through the bad ones, right? We're getting through the bad ones. Even though I kind of didn't mind a lot of them. Let's move to here. No. Here. Yep. Don't ask why I have my tabs suspended. So I'm going to go through once again in order. In order? I know how words work in order. Sequentially. I took notes. That's what I'm saying. So we finally, in episode 3, get a good space battle. It seems like they spent 3 movies and we had one decent space battle in a movie in space. That's not enough space battles. There's one in the first one and it's kind of dumb and it has Anakin in it, so you don't really care and you kind of hope he dies, even though you know he doesn't. And then in the second one, there's the asteroid belt, but this is the first one that's really in space, and it shows off that they really like CG. That's really all it shows off. But it's cool. I don't know. You get to see that Anakin still has this dumb hair. No one has good hair, and this is coming from someone who has dumb hair. No one has good hair. Also, I'm not sure why they need droids helping them fly, because the idea that if you need droids to help you fly, right? Why not just have the droids fly the ships and you not be there at all? So that's always not made any sense to me. If the droid is so helpful, this droid is so freaking helpful, why not just have them pilot? Like, why are you risking lives? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now, what does matter is R2 should not be fighting anything ever. This is so stupid. They turned R2 into Jar Jar, and I don't like it. Also, Obi-Wan, really, on watching these movies again, Obi-Wan's a jerk. I always thought Anakin was kind of being a dickhead, and he is, but Obi-Wan is just so dumb. He's just so, like, mean to him for no reason. It really just doesn't come off good. And R2. I believe in you, buddy. I believe in you. And what are you doing? And this Dooku fight, when the screenshot loads, it ends cool, but it has some of the worst choreography in the entire prequels. They're just like, batish, 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 and it's like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that this happened in a series that started out with the Darth Maul fight that was actually really good. They have this one, and it's an afterthought. I really enjoy this long intro. It really shows how much improvement they've made, or George Lucas, or the editor, or someone, has made from episodes 1 to 2 to 3. Because in episode 1, it is like 30-second scene, 30-second scene, 30-second scene, 30-second. It's skipping all over the place. And in the second one, it's kind of choppy back and forth too. This one does a really good job of, hey, we're going to look at this one freaking scene and stay there, and not just go crazy. I'm tired of the crazy. Basically, that's what I'm saying. And it's almost 25 minutes, this whole sequence of them going in, and then they get it there, and they fight Dooku, and then they fight Grievous for a little bit, and they crash a giant ship, and everything blows up. That's still cool, I think. I think that's still pretty cool. You gotta remember, these movies came out when I was in, like, junior high, in elementary school and stuff. So, junior high, really. So I like them. But then we get to Padme, who, for some reason, oh, let's just give her Leia buns for no goddamn reason, as if that's hereditary. I don't like it. And I actually think she delivers her worst performance of the 3 movies in this one. It just doesn't, especially her pained labor noises. I don't really buy they've been married for years. I've been married for how long? 5 years? 10 years? I don't know how long the Clone Wars were. They could have been for 5 minutes. I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a second. I don't buy any of it for a second. And they're flirting. Terrible. Terrible. Just awful. Just god awful. Blech. But this is something I thought about on rewatching this. We talk about the prequels as if they're about Anakin and his journey to Darth Vader, but it's really about Anakin and Obi-Wan as 2 separate main characters, and how Obi-Wan creates Darth Vader, basically, and his journey to become Darth Vader because of ObiWan. I think if you look at it from that eye, it's more interesting because these are, you could look at these movies as Obi-Wan movies, even though he's being a doofus for half of it. Also, we got, which I think actually comes off fairly well. It's a little too quick. It happens too quickly. Of Palpatine seducing, maybe not seducing, converting him to the dark side. That's interesting. I think that works well. It does seem a little weird. Anakin takes a long time to question, why does this guy know so much about the dark side? But whatever. There's the Wookie Planet, which is basically a throwaway. It's only there because, hey, I remember there's Wookiees in these movies, and let's put Wookiees in here. It did remind me of the Star Wars, the Lego Star Wars game, and that level on the Wookie Planet was annoying. That's what I remember. Thank you, Star Wars and Legos. Also, they never bring up Jango. After they kill his father, or they kill Jango. Wait, which one's which again? Oh shit. Jango's the good one. And they never bring him up, and he looks at his father's helmet. They never, not brought up at all. Not even like in the side of a background scene. So that's nice. And let's get to one of the stupidest parts of the film, which is this goddamn thing. Who would ride this? You mean to tell me that on this planet they ride these things as like an actual mode of transportation? That's what you're gonna convince me. You're gonna convince me of that. Really? He is on this thing for half the movie, just flopping and flipping around. It's baffling. And then we get to the Grievous fight, which this guy, he has 4 lightsabers, and yet he manages to use them so ineffectively. And he was trained by, it doesn't even matter if you were trained by a Jedi. He does his little flippy thing at the beginning, which should just kill anyone. What are these things made out of? Not to mention, I don't believe Obi-Wan's this good. He never shows he's this good. The only time he does anything really good is kill Maul. All the other fights, he's just kind of ineffectual. So I don't buy that Grievous must really suck, is basically the thing. That's all it comes down to. Grievous is terrible. Even though Grievous is so fucking cool. He is so... This is a robot who has 4 lightsabers. And he is the lamest at fighting. And then they have a chase sequence. Why is there a chase sequence? You just had 4 lightsabers. And now that... I don't like it. I don't like it because this is the problem with the prequels, is that there's like, oh, this is a really cool idea, and let's just fuck it up immediately right after we had it. That's the thing. Okay, that's a good point. Grievous isn't even a robot. I'm not sure what the hell he is. He's a sack of goo in a stomach of a robot. I don't know what that means. Maybe at some point in this movie you should mention what he is. Maybe you should do that. That'd be a good idea. Maybe if you're so weak and your little jelly belly is your only weak point, maybe you should put more than like 2 flaps on top of it. Maybe that's a thing you should do. These are things you should think about. Whatever the hell Grievous is, because I really don't know. I really don't know. I liked him so much as a kid, and now, I guess as a kid I was probably 15. So maybe not as a kid. Let's get off Grievous, because I'll just ramble on about Grievous for a while. So we have the space opera, which reminds me of Blitzball, which I really like. It's like a Cirque du Soleil Blitzball, and he comes to the dark side. Oh, I guess I do. Apparently Palpatine's basically all-knowing. That's fine. Whatever. He's evil. I'll give you that. I do think Anakin's fall is kind of well done. It does give him reasons, because you gotta remember, Anakin's an idiot in these movies, so it makes sense for him to be so easily convinced. Then we get Windu Fight with Palpatine, which is dumb. Not everyone needs to jump and do flips. I don't know why everyone does flips. They never did flips before. Why are they doing flips now? I don't know. What I do like about this scene is how just bizarre Palpatine's acting is. It is, oh my god, it is filled with so many moments of this is one of the lines of this is like now, and that's the delivery of the line. It is so funny. And I didn't realize also there's a ton of things in this scene that are like memes, like the whole unlimited power, which I think I have too. I have that as a picture too. That's great. There's the execute order 66, which happens right after this. I don't understand how he uses his lightning. He's never used it before, clearly, because using it now turned him all gross. So he's never used it before. I don't know. I don't understand, but it's so funny to me, this unlimited power thing. Look at this goofy face. Again, this is in my notes. Obi-Wan spends half the movie on that dumb creature. He really does. He really does. Obi-Wan. This guy. I do think... Oh, this is really stupid. Real quick. Why is Chewbacca here? Really? But going back to Anakin finally becoming evil and becoming Darth Vader, which is apparently a name that Palpatine had this entire time, just in the back of his mind, like Vader. I'm going to use that one day, Vader. Yeah, and you also can apparently become a Darth like that. He goes and kills all the kids and all these Jedi, and I love it. I love how he's all of a sudden, I'm a bad guy, and I'm just going to do real bad things right now. Oh, here we go. Is a war leader from the Kalish race. The Sith offered him power to win a civil war. That's cool. That's really cool. I mean, I don't know anything. I barely know Chewie. But that's cool. I always liked Grievous. I always thought it was way cooler than he comes off as too. Enough about him. This isn't a 20-minute diatribe about Grievous. And though it could be. And the best part about this movie, though, to me, is how the imagery changes once the whole Sith plan is unveiled to Anakin and starts happening. All the imagery, it's like you get the shot of inside the ships is all white. You get the people and the ships like that. What is it? It's not a Y-wing. No, because that's a rebel. It doesn't matter. The ship that Palpatine uses at the end, that's very reminiscent of the one they use in the normal trilogy. That's so cool. I love the shift in imagery. That is done really well. That's one of the few things that's done really well. However, this is definitely the strongest overall of the prequels, I would say. But I think 2 has cooler moments in terms of fights and things like that. If you're just going to look at these as dumb, goofy movies, and they all kind of are dumb, goofy movies, that one has better than 3. We get to the best part of the movie, though. Boom! Force choke, Anakin. Bam! Okay, maybe that's not the best part of the movie. But I do like it. And I gotta admit, I'm not even a big Star Wars guy. There's goosebumps in this scene, because it's just cool to see this stupid Force choke again. It's been so long. It's been, I don't know, maybe 10 years almost since I've seen this movie. Longer since I've seen the original trilogy. So I'm really excited to finally get into them after watching these movies. Force choke is good. The best fight of the film, obviously. This fight is so well done, which makes the other fights questionable because they're not as well done. But this fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin is so well choreographed. It's jumping all over the place. I really like it. It goes on for about 20 minutes too long, but it's really good fight. So you can't argue. But also going on at the same time, because we can't just have one thing going on. We have to have 2. We have to cut in between them. We have Yoda versus Palpatine in what is the lamest fight going on at the same time. It also features, and I couldn't find a picture of this because Google Image, apparently no one else thought this is so egregious. When Yoda falls at the end of this and his fingernails cut into this thing and it makes the scraping noise. Ugh. Can't have none of that. None of that. Oh, God. But then it comes back to this fight, and it's good. Then Yoda leaves, decides, I almost kind of won. I could have maybe win. Nope, bye, see ya. That's acceptable. Whatever. The one thing that's not normal I think this is the picture. Is how so Anakin, in his fit of being an idiot, because he's constantly an idiot, you know, oh, I have the high ground. Oh, do you? You underestimate my power. And these are very accurate voices. And so he tries to jump over Obi-Wan for no reason, and Obi-Wan, in a lightsaber swipe to end all lightsaber swipes, cuts off his arm and both legs. This is the magic bullet from the JFK assassination, but in Star Wars. There makes no sense logically how you cut off all these pieces. It doesn't matter. This is still a really cool transformation. I enjoyed everything about him becoming Darth Vader at the end, except for the no, which is just so forced and painful. And then it shows you like the Death Star. I have a picture of the Death Star here. It's so cool. They end this so well. They even got the goofball in his outfit. And Jar Jar has no lines in this movie. He's two scenes and he's in the background. It only took you 8 years to learn your lesson. But you learned it. And I like that you learned it. Oh, I never moved this over. But overall, I think it's a good film, and I ended up liking the prequels a lot more than I thought I would. Which is at all, I guess I could say. I mean, I still think pod racing is kind of cool, because I'm 12 years old, and pod racing is cool. Darth Maul is really cool. The asteroid belt stuff is cool. I think the clones are kind of cool. It's a cool idea, at least. The battle pits at the end of 2 is cool. The Yoda fight with Dooku's cool. All of these fights are cool. A lot of cool stuff going on. There's just a lot of garbage in between the cool parts. That's the problem with the prequels to me. There's just too much junk. And I'm really excited to start watching the well-respected trilogy again, and after not seeing them in so long, and seeing if I still feel this way about the prequels afterwards. If I still feel that the prequels are decent afterwards, then we'll know. Because I'm not a big Star Wars guy, as evidenced by not seeing the prequels in since 2002, maybe? It's been a long time. It's been a long, long time. And thanks for the information on Grievous. I think it's really cool. I think there's a lot of stuff that probably went on in the Clone Wars that should have been in the movies instead of a lot of this garbage. But we'll find out. One day, there will be a good Star Wars movie that comes out after the 80s. One day. One day.